of all teachings. Yat saram, even in Bhagavata will find. Even though you are learned in everything, O Sutta Goswami, Shaunak Rishi is asking, Shaunakadi Rishi are expressing, you please tell us which is the Sara. Sara means the essence of our teachings, and that is devotional service. In the Mahabharata Tatparya, it is stated, Paramo Vishnu Revaikas Tajjnanam Mukti Sadhana Shastranam Nirlayasvesha Tadanyam Mohanayahi Tad Anyan Mohanayahi. So Vishnu, Paramo Vishnu Revaikas. There is only one person who is Parama Purusha. That one person who is Vishnu, he is the Supreme Personality of God. Tajjnanam Mukti Sadhana. He is the means for liberation. Mukti Sadhana. Shastranam Nilayastvesha. He is the only object of the Shastras. He alone is the object of the Shastras. That Anyan Mohanahi. To conclude anything is a cause of delusion. After reading scriptures, if a person is concluding any other thing, that is illusion or delusion. Here, delusion word is there. Delusion is more deeper than even illusion. At least because delusion, in the delusion, intelligence is completely gone, can say. Completely in illusion. Now, intelligence, if it is an illusion, that is known as delusion. Because it is an intelligence which is a guiding force. At least if the senses are in illusion, the mind will take care. And if the mind is an illusion, intelligence will take care. But if intelligence is an illusion, nothing can be taken care. Nobody can take care. And that is known as delusion. It is only by Krishna's mercy, spiritual master's mercy, that the person can come out of such deeper delusion. Sri Advaita Acharya always preached that one should eternally take shelter of the service of Krishna's lotus feet, as this is the essence and goal of all scriptures within the three worlds. Sri Advaita Prabhu preached that devotional service to Krishna is the essence of all scriptures and the only objective of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Sri Vyasadeva's natural commentary on the Brahma Sutra, the fountainhead of all scriptures. By preaching Srimad Bhagavatam, he checked all kinds of false speculation and conclusions that are opposed to pure devotional service. He thus endeavored to establish the attitude of service to the Supreme Lord in the hearts of his audience. So by writing Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a natural commentary for the Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, though he has written Vedas, but the Vedas are also misleading people. So Vedanta Sutra was given, and the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam checks all kinds of false speculations, conclusions. Tulasi Manjari Sahita Ganga Jale Niravadhi Seve Krishna Maha Kutuhale. So how Advaita Acharya used to worship Lord with Tulasi Manjari and Ganga water. Gautamiya Tantra is quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.110 Hari Bhakti Vilas. Tulisi Dalamatrena Jalasya Chulukena Va Vikranite Swam Atmanam Bhaktebiho Bhaktavatsalaha. Now Krishna is very dear to his devotees. Bhaktavatsalaha is very affectionate to his devotees. Is very dear also to the devotees and is very affectionate to the devotees. Bhaktavatsalaha. Now he is ready to sell himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulsi leaf and a palm full of water. A person doesn't have anything, no flowers, nothing. But tulsi is there, water is there. Krishna is very happy with it. If you have flowers, wonderful. Offer flowers. But minimum offering should be water and tulsi. That much at least a person can do that. Then you say water pot in the places, but tulsi is not there. Because in foreign countries, in some places, very difficult to grow tulsi. You can keep some tulsi seeds and you can offer in the water. tulsi seeds, which are dry tulsi seeds, that can be taken. Because devotional service is practical and devotional service is completely full of bhava. Humkare Karaye Krishna Dvesh Aveshe Rateje. Humkare Karaye Krishna Aveshe Rateje. Ye Dhvani Brahmanda Bhedi Vaikunte Te Bhaje. What is he do? He is doing Humkara. Humkara means loudly calling Krishna. He is to cry loudly, please come. That sound vibration pierced the covering of the universe and was heard in the Vaikuntha planets. Krishna, Vaikuntete Bhaje. Sri Advaita Acharya was a plenary incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, by his great endeavor and influence, his chanting of Krishna's name crossed beyond the enjoying realm. Enjoying realm here refers to the material world and the sensual perception of this material world, and echoed in the supreme abode of Vishnu, the transcendental Vaikuntha lokas, which are composed of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva. Within this universe, there are 14 planetary systems: Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Saktiloka. They are all placed at the top of the three worlds. We also have Swargaloka also. Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu engaged in Lord Hari's service by chanting the names of Krishna, which crossed these planets born of material modes of nature and entered into the transcendental realm of Vaikuntha, which is free of all anxieties. So his cry was so deep, his intention was so deep, he wanted Krishna to come. That is why he used to loudly cry and beg Krishna to come. So on hearing Advaita Acharya's cries of love, Yei preme, Vemera Hunkara, Shunina Krishnanatha, Bhakti Vashe Apane, Kaila Shakshat. Krishna is controlled, Bhakti Vashe. Krishna is controlled by Bhakti. Just by hearing Advaita Acharya's cry of love, Lord Krishna personally appeared. He is controlled by the love of his devotees. The Lord of Sri Advaita Acharya Sri Krishna heard Advaita's loud cries of love, and to fulfill his prayer and accept his pure service, the Lord appeared for the benefit of Advaita Prabhu's followers. Ataiva Advaita Vaishnava Agraganya Nikhila Brahmande Yandra Bhakti Yoga Dhanya. Ataiva Advaita, who is Advaita Acharya Vaishnava Agraganya? Agraganya means he is a leader. He is the leader, or you can say the best of all Vaishnavas. Nikhila Brahmande, Nikhila in the entire universe, Brahmande. Yandra Bhakti Yoga Dhanya, there is no comparison to his devotional service. Just see, because he cried, he called, Krishna appears. He is none other than Lord Shiva. For all these reasons, Advaita Prabhu is the first and foremost of the Vaishnavas. He is famous as the topmost devotee in the entire universe. In this world, there is no devotee engaged in the service of Hari like him. He is personally Vishnu Tattva and as an Acharya. That's why he is the incarnation of Sadashiva. Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva. He is an incarnation of a devotee and as good as Hari. Yai mata dvaita vaishena nadiyaya bhakti yoga shunya lokadehi dukkapaya. In this way, Advaita Acharya resided in Anadiya in great distress due to people's lack of devotion. So Advaita Acharya was not happy by seeing the people around, but they were not having love for Krishna. So to benefit the entire world, to benefit this materialistic people, Advaita Acharya displayed a pastime of worshipping Krishna while residing at Mayapur. The pathetic condition of those who were averse to Hari caused excessive pain to his heart. So for a devotee, what is pain? He doesn't have any other pain but the pain of seeing others engrossed in materialistic life. What is the pain for Prahlad Maharaj? Seeing his father engrossed in materialistic activities. He says, what is this Matirana Krishna Parato Satava? Your mati is not in Krishna. And what are you doing? Charita Charvanam. You're just chewing the same thing which is already chewed. So seeing this, Prahlad Maharaj is not happy. So for devotees, Sagunan Samatite, and for him personally, there is no unhappiness. But when he sees the people around, they are not interested in devotional service. That is the time there is a pain. Sakala samsara mattah vyavhar rase Krishna puja Krishna bhakti karo nahi vashe. Everyone in this world, sakala samsara mattah vyavhar rase. What they are doing? They just engage in materialistic activities. Krishna puja, Krishna bhakti karo nahi vase. Nahi vase. They are not interested in Krishna bhakti. They are not interested in worshipping Krishna, Krishna puja, Krishna bhakti. So whether scholar, fool, child, elder or woman, everyone in every, but the time was absorbed in the 5 types of sense gratification. None of them had any taste for constantly serving the worshipable. Lord Krishna with their senses. People's tastes were so perverted that they were simply interested in worldly activities with no inclination for the worship of Lord Hari. So they were not interested in worshipping Krishna. Intentionally, here it is said, worshipping Krishna with their senses. That means they are not using their senses in the worship of Krishna. They are just using their senses in domestic activities. Vasuli pujaye kehanana upahare madhya mamsah diya keha yakshah puja kare. So what they were doing? They were worshipping Chandi, Durga. Vasuli means Chandi or Durga. Vasuli pujaya kehanana upare with the various ingredients. And then what they used to do? They used to worship Yaksha also. Madhya mamsa. And what they used to do? Give mamsa. Mamsa means meat. Madhya means wine. So they used to give Madhya mamsa Yakshas. This way they used to worship. Calcutta, Durga Puja. All this, they'll worship with meat, wine. Every item of this world is an ingredient for the service of the Lord. People who were averse to and desiring to cheat Lord Krishna did not accept material ingredients as suitable for Krishna's enjoyment or satisfaction. Rather, they considered these ingredients as meant for their own sense gratification. They therefore offered those ingredients to Vasuli Devi, who awards boons according to her worshippers' desires, and to various imaginary demigoddesses, who were simply instruments for fulfilling their sense gratification. They even considered abominable items like my wine, meat as suitable offerings. Some of them concluded that the highest activity in life was to earn money for sense gratification. So for them, what is the success? Success in material life is the success in material life. That is the highest activity. The word Yaksha Puja is explained as follows. What is Yaksha Puja? Here Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes, miserly people, miserly persons devoid of knowledge of their relationship with the infallible Lord worship Yakshas who protect material wealth. So what is the work of Yakshas? To protect the material wealth. And what they used to do? They forgot their relationship with Krishna. That is why they used to worship Yakshas. Those fruity workers who consider the mantra of Ishopanishad, 18th one, Agnenaya Supataharaya. Oh Lord, please lead me on the right path to teach you. So to reach you. So lead me on the right path to reach you. As an instrument for the sense gratification, engage in the worship of the Yakshas. So now, here it is said, why they were worshipping Yakshas? They thought, this is the path by which I can reach Lord. For them, they were not understanding who is Lord. Agnenaya Supataraya. This is a very important line. Agnenaya Supataraya. That means, you lead me on the right path. So they took this as an instrument. So this must be the right path. Oh, I'm worshipping Yaksha, that is the right path. Through this, I can reach Lord. So they don't know who is Lord also. They don't know how to worship Lord. It's stated in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Yo va etad aksharam gargi aviditvasma lokat priti sakripanaha. They are all kripanas. Kripanas means miserly people. They don't know how to solve the problems of life. So in this, there's a story of astrologer and Yaksha in the Chaitamata Madhyalila, chapter 20. So one of you should prepare this tomorrow. Who will prepare and speak of this story? Astrologer and Yaksha in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila, chapter 20. So one of you can give me the name later. The word Vasuli is an abbreviation of the word name Chandi, Vishalakshi Chandi. The word Madhya means wine, intoxication, intoxicating liquor, the drinking of which robs one of the power of discrimination. Wine is of liquid form of intoxication. And Ganga, Ganga where? Ganja. I don't know if where Ganga came. Ganja. Ganja, opium, tobacco are smoked forms of intoxication. Both of these forms of intoxication are used for sense gratification and make one maddened. Some people were drinking ganja and they were thinking this is the way to attain that Shuddha Sattva. They were known as actually hippies. These hippies were, they used to consider themselves as yogis also. There are so many yogis who try to smoke such opium, ganja, tobacco. And with this, they try to go to the higher things. They feel, oh, we are now experiencing some higher bliss. This is not higher bliss, it's actually intoxication, which is actually removing their intelligence. The word mamsa refers to a lump of flesh produced from blood, one of the 7 fluids of the body. It is one of the ingredients of the gross body, which is born of semen and blood, and it is a food of demonic people. Although it is true that the flesh of a living entity is not pure so long as the living entity is alive, the flesh taken from a dead body for the purpose of eating is utterly abominable. No one with a sense of gratification with a sense of discrimination will accept such a disgusting thing. Rather, it should be rejected and condemned like urine and stool. Living entities who are interested in eating stool, urine, semen, and blood accept such prohibited foodstuffs for their sense gratification. Such items can never be accepted by the demigods, who bestow happiness superior to that of the senses. In particular, the most immoral propensity of envy is attachment to the eating of flesh. See the powerful line, the most immoral propensity of envy. Yes. If we are envious, then envious of Lord, envious to the living entity. Envious to the living entity develops hatred. That is why slaughter happens. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.11 and 14 as follows. In this material world, the conditioned soul is always inclined to sex, meat eating, and intoxication. Therefore, religious scriptures never actually encourage such activities. Although the scriptural injunctions provide for sex through sacred marriage, for meat eating through sacrificial offerings, for intoxication through the acceptance of ritual cups of wine, such ceremonies are meant for the ultimate purpose of renunciation. So in the scriptural injunctions, they are there, but that is also regulated. And slowly, by that regulation, a person understands the purpose of renunciation. He is completely disgusted with that. Those sinful persons who are ignorant of actual religious principles, yet consider themselves to be completely pious without compunction, commit violence against innocent animals who are fully trusting to them. In the next lives, such sinful people will be eaten by the same creatures they have killed in this world. It is also stated in Manu Samhita there is no fault in eating meat, drinking liquor, or sexual intercourse, for that is a natural tendency of the living entities, but abstention yields great benefit. Now, why such thing is written? There is no fault. If you are accepting a demigod, offering to them, and then doing it, there's nothing wrong has been told, but that is not fully right also. That is a way to the renunciation. At least you are accepting an authority, and slowly, the person gives up the things. If the demigods are pleased with him, actually demigods don't want all those things. They are not interested in the meat. It is not Durga who is taking the meat. It is the followers of Durga. They are all the Yakshaganas. They are all the Ganas who are interested in such meat and wine. But by the association of devotee, somehow he comes in association of devotee, then he gets bhakti. And that all again depends upon his intention. Suppose by mistake he is asking to Durga, please give me bhakti. By mistake he has asked this word, please give me bhakti. He has offered meat, everything, and said one line, please give me bhakti. Then Durga ji knows bhakti refers to only Krishna's devotion. So somehow what she'll do, she will see that the person comes in contact with Krishna's devotee and gets bhakti. And then naturally there will be distaste for all these four things: meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. Before that, he was doing all these things. By mistake, he went to Vaishnav Devi and he asked bhakti. Then what will happen? There will be a transformation in his life. Why such things are given in Manu Samhita, and there are different Samhitas. The Samhitas are the part of the Vedas. Because at least a person will come out of this animalistic tendency. Animalistic tendency means unrestricted sense enjoyment. Do whatever one wants. There is no restriction. That is why at least start accepting authority, behave like a human, start accepting authority, and start giving to the authorities, and then take the remnants. That is why in Durga worship such wine and meat and all these things are offered. But it is said here, this is all there. It's a natural tendency. It's a natural tendency because this enjoyment is there in the living entities. But if it is regulated, that means if it is controlled, then it will give a wonderful effect. Nirvadi Nritya Gita Vadya Kolahala Nasune Krishnera Nama Parama Mangala. They like to dance, people like to dance, sing, play musical instruments, great commotion. When now, as if you see the music which is played outside, it has no meaning. It's only confusion, commotion. It's only a nuisance. But people like to dance there. They like to sing. They like to play musical instruments. But they don't like to hear the auspicious names of Krishna. Na shune Krishna Rama Parama Mangala. Dancing, singing, playing musical instruments are forms of intoxication, technically called Tauryatrika. Tauryatrika, this word. So it is also a form of intoxication. In the olden days, the kings and the queens, they used to sit in the darbar and the people used to play music. And they used to be, the kings especially used to be very intoxicated, hearing. It is also a form of intoxication only. Persons who aspire for auspiciousness should never come under the influence of such activities. Then you will say, what about Bharatnatyam? They are the dance for Krishna. Kuchipudi, there's dance for Krishna. There's a dance for Krishna, there's singing for Krishna. Any other dance which is done, which is for sense gratification, that is Tauryatrika. Such activities induce one to forget Krishna, but dancing, singing, playing instruments for the service of Krishna, the forms of cultivating Krishna consciousness. By such processes, the living entity is supremely benefited. Those who give up the intention of serving Krishna, while engaged in dancing, singing, playing musical instruments out of greed for their own material sense enjoyment, are unable to chant Krishna's name, which bestow supreme benefit. Material sound vibrations never allow one to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Rather, they attract one to remain busy in sense gratification and thus spoil purity. So material sound, anywhere there is a material sound, material song, material dance, there is only a commotion, there is only a confusion, only a sound, a nuisance. Last verse. Krishna Shunya Mangale Devera nahi sukha visheshadvaita mane paya bada dukha. The devotees headed by Advaita Acharya were distressed upon seeing the people engaged in so-called auspicious activities not related to Krishna. For them that was auspicious. They'll dance anything, they'll sing anything, they'll offer anything, they'll worship anyone. The demigods are never pleased by so-called prayers for auspiciousness that are unrelated to Krishna. The demigods are devotees of Lord Vishnu. And people devoid of unalloyed service to Vishnu are known as demons. Ideals of perishable, temporary auspiciousness not related to Krishna are appropriate for demon selfish mentality. But such ideals may be profitable only temporarily and not permanently. So these are all temporary auspiciousness, perishable temporary auspiciousness. So that is not for Krishna, that is only for the demigods. And this is such a temporary auspiciousness they offer to the demigods. This is actually demonic tendency. Seeing the non-devotees endeavor for temporary concocted auspiciousness, the pure devotees of Navadvip, particularly Advaita, were distressed rather than pleased. So they were not like people when they wanted some temporary benefit. And for that temporary benefit, they used to offer many types of things to the demigods. And seeing this, the devotees were disturbed. So here we'll stop. Any doubts you can ask.